Man, oh man, do we have a great show for you this week. Hi, I'm Henry Washchuk. Welcome to another episode of Fins and Skins Classic Adventures. This week we got women in sport that love to fish and golf. We have some LPGA gals. Man, oh man, you know what they love to do in their pastime? Fish. We've got actress Jane Seymour and so much more. Stay tuned, it's gonna be great.
Fins and Skins Classic Adventures with Henry Washchuk, celebrating 35 years on TV, is brought to you by Boston Whaler, the unsinkable legend. Fish Angler, discover what's biting around you only on the Fish Angler app. Mudhole, your one-stop shop for all your rod building and tackle crafting needs. NBOA, America's boat insurance experts.
Hey, nice! You.
Hey, that's my first Atlantic salmon. There you go.
Look at his teeth there.
That's what I'm talking about.
From young to old, women today are enjoying fishing and golf as much as men. And that's what this week's show is all about. We'll feature various women who'll give their insight into their love of these two great sports. You'll get to see renowned actress Jane Seymour, LPGA stars like Brittany Lincicome, Jan Stevenson, also country music artist Misty Loggins, Olympian Helen Upperton, and many more. So get comfortable for another jam-packed Fins and Skins TV special.
Oh, he got eaten by the shark right there.
Coming up, LPGA's Brittany Lincicome.
Collecting my thoughts out there, no cell phones, and just being out there with the water. It's pretty awesome.
This portion of Fins and Skins, celebrating 35 years, was brought to you by Mudhole, your one-stop shop for all your rod building and tackle crafting needs.
Despite the increased popularity for the sport by women anglers, not much has changed in 20 years. The percentage of total anglers is still around 35%. But the excitement and passion for the sport from women is at an all-time high. Here's longball driving champion Lisa Vloeswijk on her first Fins and Skins adventure with just a little bit of enthusiasm.
What I remember most about being on the Fins and Skins show with Henry Washchuk, we were out in Kitimat, British Columbia. We were fishing in a river system out there. It was beautiful in the morning, and we were looking for Chinook salmon, the fish of 1,000 casts, because it literally takes 1,000 casts to catch one of these suckers. And we're fishing away, and all of a sudden my rod starts to bend, and I hear fish on, and everyone comes running over, and I'm bringing it in, and all of a sudden, boom! I feel this pain in my face, and I go down like a sack of hammers. My rod's gone and my fish is gone. And Henry's like, what happened? And I'm like, I took it in the face. I got hit by a cylindrical lead weight, and we had to use barbless hooks in this particular river system. So I learned very quickly that not having proper fishing technique, not only do you lose your fish, but you kind of embarrass yourself in the meantime.
So our women in sport do have some interesting stories on how they got hooked on fishing. Here's LPGA's Hall of Famer, Jan Stevenson.
Actually, I started fishing before I started playing golf. I started playing golf when I was 9, but I started fishing when I was 5. My father was a big athlete. He was a professional cricket player, but we went fishing every weekend. We'd go up about 2 hours north of Sydney, and there was a little spit, and the fish would just pop out coming to the ocean or back through into the lakes, and I loved it right when I was a little kid.
An up-and-coming star is LPGA's Brittany Lincicome, who has 8 professional tour wins, but without question, also has a passion for fishing.
I think it started when I was super young. My mom loved fishing. My brother loved fishing. I actually started really myself in a canal next to our house catching turtles, as silly as it sounds. Bacon, hot dogs. I was like the queen of turtles. I would catch them, drag them across the street. My dad would take them off with the pliers, and I would chase them back to the canal. So it just started there, and then it's progressively just gotten bigger and bigger. I'm on my second boat, and the further the better. I love going deep sea fishing. I think every athlete needs kind of an out of, especially the younger generation coming up. They're so focused and determined on practicing, and I think just, any little thing that kind of gets them distracted a little bit is a good thing, especially for me. You know, when I come home, I hate practicing. I'd rather go fishing, and it seems to help my game the more that I fish, you know, so why not keep doing it more? Just to be out on the water, you know, sky's the limit when we get out there. There's no telling what you're gonna catch, there's no telling what you're gonna see. Oh, I just slapped tails. I have never in a million years seen that. Literally feel like I could just put my hand in the water and touch them right now. They're so close, so I think they know the camera's here. It's pretty cool though. Good start to the day, it means it's gonna be a good day.
When the time came to design her own boat, she took the task very seriously. The name Taking Relief says it all.
When it came time to upgrade the boat, I said, you know, I'm gonna go make something that's mine. I wanna go specifically pick out everything on it and really make it, you know, me and what I like. The whole process, I got to go down and see them build the mold of it. I saw, you know, where they were putting the rod holders and the cup holders and all the lights and everything. So I got to pick out everything on it. So it's definitely a piece of me. We're looking for redfish. The tide is starting to come up, and they're normally hiding up in the grass here, so we're just trying to find them so we're not just casting into random places, and see if we can get a bite. I think that's one of the great things about it. It's kind of like golf, you know, each day is totally different, and same with fishing. One day you might catch, you know, a 300-pound fish, the next day you might catch nothing. It's kind of the thrill of going out there, and you know, I can sit out there for 8 hours at a time and not catch anything and still be perfectly happy just to be on the water and kind of just taking in the scenery and just collecting my thoughts out there, you know, no cell phones, and just being out there with the water. It's pretty awesome. Yay!
Looks like Brittany knows where to find redfish in Tampa Bay, as she and her husband had a very successful day. Brittany with some big redfish. Fishing is a Lincecum family tradition, and her love for it began as a child, with days out with her mother and brother. As Brittany says, a great day fishing just helps her play better on the golf course, and that helps in the world rankings too.
I've really taken a liking to the Goliath groupers, which is really weird because they're a pain in the butt to reel up, and I literally can't do it by myself. They're so big. So probably the first time I ever caught a Goliath grouper, because I wasn't sure what it was about and I didn't know anything about them. And when I reeled it up, I was just in awe of how beautiful and how big and how prehistoric they looked. And yeah, so my favorite catches are the biggest ones possible, I guess.
Coming up, Hall of Famer Jan Stevenson.
Right down the middle.
Thank you. Bounce.
Yep, right down the neck.
This portion of Fins and Skins, celebrating 35 years, was brought to you by Seymour Mapping. See it, dive it, fish it.
Times have changed. We live in a fast-paced world. There are more than 15 million female anglers in the United States. That's more than a third of all anglers. Canada is slightly lower. Now, any man will tell you that women like to shop. And when it comes to angling gear, women anglers spend over $3 billion on travel, fishing experience, fishing equipment, and of course, bikinis. Yes, in fact, today, social media is plastered with gals that love to fish and do so in skimpy bikinis. The numbers of followers are truly amazing. The top three have over 200,000 followers each. First is Louisa Barros, then Nicole Spence, and last but not least, Michelle Dalton. There are many top angling gals that have become celebrity fishing guides. April Vokey is at the top of that list. Her own guiding operation, Fly Gal Ventures, was built on the basis of education and encouragement to those who look to chase their dreams of various game fish on a fly rod.
So this is what a steelhead is supposed to look like. You can see every scale on her. She's perfect. What do you say, Colby? What do you say? Should we let her go? Yeah. Yeah. Nice fish. Steelhead and steelhead fishing, it's one of those things where not everybody gets us. Not everybody gets us as steelhead anglers because they think that we're crazy. We stand out in the cold weather. The wind blows hard, the rain pours fast. You know, the fishing, sometimes you'll go weeks months, even years without touching a fish. And a lot of people think that we're losing our minds. And they're probably half right, but we're happy losing our minds. I personally have been steelhead fishing for long enough now to know that I have spent far more days fishing and not hooking fish than fishing and hooking fish.
We assume that sexy sells, as LPGA's Jan Stevenson proved a number of years ago. Aussie gal Stevenson had an incredible 26 tour wins and became famous for her sex appeal in the mid-1980s when she posed in a bathtub covered only by golf balls. Later in a pinup calendar, and then a sexy cover shot, which gave the LPGA a marketing jump.
Wow, how do I pick my favorite fish to catch? That's a toughie because there's so many I like. I actually still prefer, of all things, to catch dolphin. The reason is I love offshore. I like the big fish. I like the fighting. But those ones are just so excitable, and I love watching them change color. So, and then the good thing is when you get them in, you can eat them, and they're great to eat.
In fact, Jan and Henry had a great Fins and Skins competition a number of years ago in Northern Ontario. Let's see some highlights from that match.
All right. Oh, and the net. Okay. Another walleye. Good. Another point for you. Point, point, point. All right. Okay.
Oh! Did you see that? Wow.
All right.
Oh my
He's coming
God.
around. Turn around. Good job.
Oh, he's gone under the weight. It's
Just hold.
trying.
Yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Whoa.
He's a nice fish. Big fish. Whoa, big fish.
He does not like this. He's
All right.
cranky.
Nice and
Oh
easy.
my God.
Keep his head down though. Just when he comes up, bring your rod towards here.
Wow, that's a great. Well, you least expect it every time that happens. I was like just like daydreaming, thinking there's no more here, and it does it every time when I'm not ready.
I don't know. You've been having lots of luck.
I have.
There he goes.
Henry.
All right.
Guess what?
Big fish. Yes, she's rubbing it in.
They say ain't nothing in the whole world like a Southern gal, especially one that can fish. Misty Loggins, best known for her vivid storytelling and the resounding truth in her powerful vocals. This North Georgia farm girl connects with sold-out crowds throughout her award-winning music and engaging, dynamic personality.
Now don't be jealous, it ain't my fault. And they still don't pay attention, they just love to hear me talk. It ain't my cooking, it ain't my style, but I got one thing that drives the men folk wild. Don't blame me for what happens, I can't help what I'm doing. The boys go crazy when I talk country to them.
When she's not on stage or in the studio, you can find Misty out on the water, yanking in some mighty fine monster bass. Here's a nice one. Here's another. How about this striped bass?
And then there's Canadian country star Diane Chase. She can sing like the best of them.
We put our hands on the hood and said a little prayer. 'Cause the brakes barely work and the tires are bare. And the AC's broke, but I can handle the heat.
But she also loves fishing in warm weather destinations.
Thank goodness I don't have to sing in this show. Ooh, it's a nice fish. Oh,
This is the biggest one.
yeah, really nice fish. Man,
Cooked him good.
man. Okay, try it again. See if I can. All right. I'll tell you what. This is a big boy. Okay, look at this. Now, come on in here with this
You.
shot, baby.
I gotta take a look at him up close. Whoa.
Holy smokes. That is a tough barracuda right there. Huge, baby.
So many celebrities, just like you and I, want to have fun out in the water, like Olympian Helen Upperton. She figured every fish should have a name.
First fish.
I shall name him Alexander. What should we name him? Philip. Philip. Philip, come back. Hi, buddy.
All right.
Everett, welcome to the boat.
All right, good job.
Yes! Yes! I got him!
Can I have that belt? I can't actually do anything.
Okay, I'm gonna grab this right. Yep.
Can't even reel.
Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes.
That was good. Oh, yeah.
No,
Oh,
this
what?
is amazing.
What a jump.
My fish jumped. I'm basically a professional fisherman.
That's a good fish.
All right, baby. Look at you. 7, 5 3/4. I think I got big fish so far, Helen.
Yeah, it's amazing.
All right.
I can't believe how hard it was to pull him in.
Well, we're gonna let this guy go. Look at this. Look at this beautiful fish. Ladies and gentlemen, look at, now he's gonna go in the current. Look at that.
I think it's just a great release. You know, we're so competitive most days on the golf course to come home, and I mean, I'm competitive when I fish as well, but just to be on the water, it's just so relaxing. You never know what you're gonna catch. You never know what you're gonna see. Your phone normally doesn't work, and it's just your escape. You escape from the world for a few minutes, and I think that's why we love it.
Coming up, Jane Seymour's incredible bunker shot.
It was the worst sand trap ever. I mean, it was a mountain. I mean, I had to...
This portion of Fins and Skins, celebrating 35 years, was brought to you by AGL Grass, people's #1 choice in artificial grass.
Yes, indeed, women's golf has been growing. In fact, each year the numbers increase to where today 26% of the female population participate in this great sport. Over the years, we've had some great women celebrity guests and some unbelievable golf shots.
Nice shot.
Thank you.
Come on, be there, baby. Ooh, I think you might be dancing on the other side.
I hope so.
Oh, look at that, baby. Roll up there.
please.
Roll. Oh, good bounce. Hold up now. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, just off the back.
Come back down, come back down. That'll
Good
work.
shot. Good
That will
shot,
work.
Jane.
Thank
Good
you.
shot. Hit the hole. Hit the hole. Oh! Oh!
That was so close.
Come on, baby. Come on.
Make it, make it.
Oh my goodness.
Make
Come
it
on in.
In
Come
the
on in.
hole.
Oh!
Ooh, yeah.
Man!
Some, in fact, have made a unique career in the game, like Lisa Longball Vluswick.
Who knew that after I started competing in long drive competitions almost 20 years later that I would make a career out of it? I now not only continue to compete at the World Long Drive Championships on the Golf Channel, but also I own my own women's golf school in both Canada and the U.S. I speak at conferences as a keynote speaker, sharing my journey of how I went from a 30-plus handicap to the 8-time Canadian Long Drive champion. And also I'm a corporate and golf charity tournament entertainer all across North America. I never would have seen this happen. It truly feels like a dream.
Well, growing up in Australia, you know, we play all kinds of sports. So obviously I fished and played tennis and swam, but once I started playing golf and started competing and I got those little trophies, that's what I loved about it, because I could win, and that just made it that little bit better. So I got to loving golf, and of course I loved winning. So that's why I like golf.
My dad and 2 older brothers also played golf, and they just started taking me out when I was probably 9 or 10 years old, and just kind of fell in love with it right away. Golf is such a great game and such a family sport that it was nice to be able to go out and play with my family. I love having 2 older brothers. They kind of showed me the way a little bit, and when I was younger, we weren't as close as we are now. Now we play golf all the time. We go fishing every now and again. We go to dinner all the time. You know, we're definitely instrumental in getting me in the game of golf and getting me where I am today. You know, I used to watch the women play on TV, and remember thinking how cool it would be to be able to do that someday. And obviously when I got into high school and we were talking about, you know, going to college or just turning pro, I think obviously then maybe my sophomore and junior year, it was kind of became more of a reality that it might be something that's very much in my near future, opposed to, you know, going to college for a couple years and then turning pro. So probably more when I got into high school did I actually realize that, oh my gosh, like I'm going to try to turn pro and go play with those ladies that I've been watching for years on TV. We sacrificed so much, especially my parents. You know, we moved a couple times so I could play junior golf for different schools, and you know, I did homeschooling. My mom had to do homeschooling for me. So just all the sacrifices that we kind of gave up growing up to now be on tour, to have won so many times, it just kind of makes it all worth it it's super challenging. Even at our level, you know, we set goals at the beginning of the year and you try to achieve those. And some years you meet them and you have to kind of add goals. And some years you don't come anywhere near those goals that you had set. And then you have to kind of reevaluate and obviously set new ones for the following year. So, you know, just keep pushing on and your day will come.
A multiple Emmy and Golden Globe winner, Jane Seymour has proven her ability in many series, such as Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, right through to movies like James Bond action films, Live and Let Die for one, and comedy films like Wedding Crashers. And yet she makes time to play the game of golf at major celebrity events.
Please. So one time I was asked to play England versus America. And of course, they put me in the American team. And it was in England. It was actually, we shot in Wales at a beautiful golf club where they did the Ryder Cup. And it was a pretty tough golf course. And they had all these different varieties of game where, you know, partners played. And basically, we ended up on the 18th hole. And my partner had landed this ball in the most ridiculous place. It was the worst sand trap ever. I mean, it was a mountain. I mean, I had to climb and I could barely get up there. I thought I needed ropes just to get up to see where the flag was. And eventually I realized it was pretty hopeless. I'd be lucky if I got that ball out of the sand at all, and let alone on the green. And so my caddy said to me, what you need to do is pick it up like a fried egg. So I thought, why not try it? But nothing to lose. So I kind of picked it up like it was a fried egg out of the frying pan, and it got out of the sand, so I was thrilled. And, you know, I sent it off in that direction. The flag is there. And the next thing I know, there's this cheer. And there's people like running up and screaming and cheering. And I climb up the hill, and there it is. It has trickled down into the hole. I mean, it's amazing. The cameras were on me. There was, you know, tons of people watching. I was completely blown away. I lost all golf decorum, and I went running like this, and I just pretty much jumped into the arms of the team captain, who was the captain of the American team too. And that was probably one of the best days of my life. And they nicknamed me in England Jane Chippy Seymour. Jane, nice chip on the 18th is what they called me. And apparently they put this on the Golf Channel. They put it all over the world. So, you know, I've had to live that one down because I've never been able to do that again.
You know, once you have that passion for fishing and you're hooked on it, you know, it's such a great sport. You pass it on to your friends and family, your children, and, you know, and they're instilled for life, just like these women in sport were. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. I'm Henry Washchuk. We'll see you next time on another great episode of Fins and Skins Classic Adventures.
Closed captioning has been provided to you by Fins at Sharky's, a beachfront steakhouse with a serious seafood side. Fins and Skins Classic Adventures, celebrating 35 years on TV, was brought to you by Boston Whaler, Fish Angler, Mudhole, NBOA,
Oh, nice!
Hey, that's my first Atlantic salmon. There you go.
Look at his teeth there.
That's what I'm talking about.